The trade deadline clock finally hit zero, and honestly, that was hard to watch. Fans were waiting for the Steelers to make a statement, a bold move that showed hunger and ambition, but instead, silence. No splash, no surprise, just the sound of opportunities slipping away. Meanwhile, rivals across the league were beefing up, making the kind of moves that separate contenders from passengers. What Pittsburgh did instead felt more like patchwork than planning. Sure, there were some smaller stories, a homecoming, a local kid finally getting his shot, and one unexpected goodbye. But that bitter taste remains. It's the kind of disappointment that lingers because everyone knows this team could have done more. Adam Schefter confirmed what many already suspected. The Steelers tried to get in on the Jakobi Meyers deal but came up short. While Pittsburgh was still running the numbers, Jacksonville swooped in, moving fast to close the deal with Las Vegas. The Jaguars gave up a 4th and 6th round pick in 2026 and took on a $33 million contract, locking in Meyers before the day even ended. Schefter explained on the Pat McAfee show that the Steelers joined the conversation too late. The Raiders, dealing with a down year and ready to clear their books, were selling. And the Jaguars, facing injuries to Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., and Dyami Brown, didn't hesitate. For them, Meyers was the missing piece to keep their offense alive. It stings because the fit made sense for Pittsburgh, too. Meyers has built a reliable career, 422 receptions, nearly 5,000 yards, and 20 touchdowns over 97 games. He's produced 4 straight 800-yard seasons, the kind of consistent weapon that could have helped elevate the offense. But Jacksonville acted quickly while the Steelers hesitated. And as Schefter summed it up perfectly, the interest was real, but the courage came from the Jaguars, not Pittsburgh. Once again, the Steelers played it safe and got left behind. After the dust settled, Pittsburgh turned its attention inward. The team re-signed linebacker Mark Robinson to the practice squad and released defensive end KJ Henry to make room. Robinson's a familiar face. Drafted in the 7th round in 2022, he's carved out a niche on special teams and earned respect for his effort and attitude. Though he's never quite broken through as a defensive regular, his presence brings stability. For a team that failed to land a big name at the deadline, bringing back someone who knows the system and bleeds for the jersey feels like the most Steelers move possible. It's not flashy, but it's steady, a reminder that grit still matters in Pittsburgh. Then came the feel-good moment of the week. Defensive back Daquan Hardy signing to the practice squad. For Hardy, this isn't just another transaction. It's coming home. Born and raised in the Pittsburgh area, he grew up watching the Steelers, dreaming of this exact opportunity. A former Penn State standout and 6th-round pick by the Bills in 2024, Hardy never made his NFL debut and bounced around practice squads before fate brought him back to the city he loves. His story is already tied to the team. He once played 7-on-7 with Joey Porter Jr. and Dino Tomlin, Mike Tomlin's son. Hardy has legit speed, clocking a 4.38-second 40-yard dash at the combine, and the versatility to line up both inside and outside. With 22 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups in his final college season, he's exactly the type of overlooked but hungry player Pittsburgh loves to develop. This is a low-risk, high-upside move, and one that just feels right. Not all moves carry that same warmth, though. The team also confirmed the release of wide receiver John Rhys Plumlee, ending his 2nd stint in Pittsburgh after just 1 week. Plumlee's story is unique. Once a star college quarterback at UCF, he transitioned to wide receiver in the NFL. The Steelers initially saw him as a dual-threat athlete, even letting him split reps between throwing and returning kicks during camp. But with roster spots tightening and the focus shifting toward defense, Plumlee was the odd man out. It's a minor move on paper, but it reflects a bigger truth. The Steelers are cutting down on experiments and trying to steady the ship. Plumlee's athleticism and adaptability might land him somewhere else soon, but for now, his Pittsburgh chapter closes quietly. And so the trade deadline came and went, and the Steelers once again took the cautious route. No major additions, just internal reshuffling and modest signings. While other teams made aggressive plays for postseason glory, Pittsburgh stayed in its comfort zone, talking about ambition but acting with hesitation. Fans can feel it because the expectation this time was real. There was a chance to push forward, to make a statement, and it slipped away. The moves that did happen, Robinson's return, Hardy's homecoming, Plumlee's exit, tell a story of a franchise trying to stabilize rather than soar. Now, it's all about the field. If this team still believes it can contend, the time for patience is over. The message has to come through actions, not excuses. Because at the end of this long, frustrating week, one truth remains. In football and in life, when you play it too safe, someone else always takes the win.